Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is Brandy. She is a channeler. She's very good at helping people unlock their inner intuition, just to listen to themselves more.
Yeah.
And she's a very interesting person, and it's an interesting conversation we're about to have.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
How's it going?
So far, so good.
Good. Okay.
It's been a good day.
Has it?
Yeah.
Good. I feel like when you wake up in the morning and you tell yourself you didn't have a good day, you actually do end up having a good day.
Lately, it's been, listened to Higher Love, the song Higher Love.
Higher love.
Yeah. There's quite a few different versions out there, but all three of them are good. So that's what I've been doing lately. And
Good.
it makes for a good day.
Good. So we're talking earlier about intuition, and you're saying how you can help people unlock their inner intuition.
Yeah.
How does that work? Tell me.
First, words.
Words. Okay,
the words. So the words to that, just what that would be is really giving yourself permission to feel the emotion of who you are and what you are, and really, instead of being in your brain and thinking and ruminating and analyzing things, I encourage you and help you and put you in a space where you're able to go heart center and breathe and feel, and then I'm able to coach you through and give you direction and in how that feels. And progressing with that, it allows you to connect to the universe, source, God,
The force.
the force.
The force. I am one with the force, and the force is with me.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's different ways of saying it. I definitely understand.
Yeah.
Just connect to a higher being,
Yeah.
whatever you like to call that,
Yeah.
and whatever your religious preference is.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think people have lost that ability to just listen to their gut feelings?
Yeah.
Because I feel like now, like, people are like, oh, logically that doesn't make sense.
Logically, keyword, they're I think we're all used to being in our brain. That's what we've been taught. And that's what we grow up with. We go to school, go to work, come home, get up, do it again. And
That's how you
it's
die.
all in your head.
That's how you slowly die. So I was at the Joe Dispenza retreat. He's all like, stop being comfortable. Get uncomfortable. He's all like, you wake up the same day. You already have those patterns and those programs set. How do you expect to change and evolve if you're doing the same shit day in, day out? They're like, your brain's not in charge anymore. At that point, your body's in charge, and it releases certain chemicals.
Yeah.
So your brain starts being addicted to those things.
That's true.
So
That is true. It's that rhythm, the routine. It's hard to break it.
I think meditation is one way to help.
Agreed. Amen.
Yeah. Do you have like any other advice? Because you're kind of like a practitioner, right?
I am. It back to basics. It really boils down to giving yourself permission to go heart center. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. There's that quote unquote the new term of energy work or meditation, intuition.
Intuition, definitely. But I think meditation falls into all that stuff.
Right.
The reason I personally concentrate on meditation so much is honestly, like, I read about billionaires, I read about enlightened people, I read about like elite athletes, and all paths lead to meditation. One way or another, I don't know what they're doing it for. I'm sure they have different ways of doing it, but it just leads to me. I'm like, okay, then I'm just gonna meditate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, do what they do.
Yeah, that one and visualization. Place yourself in the space where everything's taken care of. Everything is taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. All the bills, all this education, all the work, any expectations. When you place yourself in that space of everything's taken care of,
yeah,
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And it all falls into place, like those puzzle pieces.
It definitely does. Reading about different people, they're like, don't worry about the how it falls into place, because it does just fall into place. But I'm a little curious, so Like, that's why I started this podcast, because I'm like a curious kid. Yeah. I mean, it
Good.
just sparks my curiosity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Einstein said it, that like more important than information is imagination. Because information is everything we know so far. Imagination is anything that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Supported.
Okay.
High five.
High five. Hey, high five. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like really easy to talk to.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. But just meditation, visualization really helps. What else do you think people can do to just like listen to themselves more, like listen to their gut feelings? Because I feel like even me, especially when like I'm gonna do something, and then sometimes I talk myself out of it when I should have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Less and less lately, but
So that one, I actually lately have learned and have been reminded. The two things that are coming to mind right now are to release expectations, all of them, for myself as well as any relationship, any situation, anything. And then the second one left.
The second one left. Release expectations.
Release expectations.
And don't push.
And remind me what the question was.
What can people do to listen to their inner gut, or just listen to their inner intuition more?
Okay, then that other part is with the expectations. A lot of us think that we have to have a silent mind, or that we can't think about anything that comes to mind as we meditate. That's not necessarily what it is or what that means. Just sitting still, whether that's with a song or just and enjoying the music, the harmony, the melody, the notes, the chorus, or even the rest of the lyrics. That time and space where you're able to place yourself at ease, back to where everything's taken care of. It allows the communication to come, and sometimes the answer or what you're seeking is in the lyrics. Let's pretend that we are talking about that song.
Okay.
That there's so many things that we can do. We can pay attention to that song. We can go into meditation and be silent or sit still. If and when there's a thought that comes, it's okay to dismiss it. Don't beat yourself to trash.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Because of a thought that's come to mind. Just acknowledge it and dismiss it. Thanks for coming. I'll remember you next in a minute, but let me do this first.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. For me, what I've realized more and more now is when I'm meditating and I'm trying to get into that nice flow, that sweet spot right before, I get very angry and have like thoughts about like ex-girlfriends or like family members that have pissed me off, or like bad situations. And like I could tell I'm trying to get out of that state. My body's trying to take me out of that state. Because there's like, I guess, a program there.
So with your brain is teasing you, and that's when my brain does that to me. I have to remember, no, we're not doing that right now. We can do that later, or I refuse that energy and that thought, because it brings me down to a lower vibration.
100%. What I decided is when I catch myself doing that, now I know why I'm doing it. So I just say, nice try, and I just move on. I always say that to myself. Good one. Yeah, I just made that up, like, nice try, because
I like that one.
Because I'm saying it to myself, which I know I'm doing it to myself. There's nobody else doing it to me.
Yeah.
Just say nice try, and I just move on back into it.
I really like that one a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, do it. You can use it.
High five again.
Wow.
Another one.
We even have it on camera. You can use that one. By all means. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just different things. So that's why when I embarked on this journey to nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a book like that. I'm just learning a bunch of things. Is there anything like interesting you could teach me about like either chakras, energy, just how to just be a better person?
In general, so if you're okay with that, I'll walk you through a meditation, just a short one.
You want to do one right here?
Yeah. You don't have to move. We'll just stay right here.
Yeah. just keep in mind, a lot of people aren't going to watch this; they're going to listen to it. So
Okay.
just be very auditory.
That's perfect.
Yeah, let's
Because
do it.
it's I'm gonna guide you through just a very short meditation of how to recognize you versus somebody else's energy,
Hmm.
and then you can understand how to dismiss that energy so that you can be whole and complete for whatever whatever you're working towards.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And then after that, I want to ask you about energy suckers because I have family members that do that.
Oh, vampires.
Yeah, they are vampires.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Ready when you are. You want me to
So,
close my eyes? Keep it open.
Make yourself comfortable, whatever you want. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is take a deep breath in your nose and out your mouth. And stay comfortable in doing your inhale and exhale. And now, as you're breathing, I'm going to have you do an extra little activity with it and imagine a figure eight as big as your body. It's an infinity sign. The middle of the infinity meets at your chest, your heart center. As you inhale, the top of the eight wraps around your head and meets at your heart. And then as you exhale, the bottom of the eight goes below your feet and then meets at your heart. That introduces and invites flow to your system. As you're inviting flow into your system, now we're going to see if we can place ourselves in the state of a visual peace and ease where everything is taken care of, where we're in the mountains or in the gardens or at a beach, wherever your sacred space is at. And as you look down, you notice there's a pond of color. Doesn't matter what color it is, it's just a color that you fancy. It's a beautiful color of whatever shade you want. And it's inviting enough that you decide to put your toes in the pond. As your toes reach the color of the pond, it's refreshing. And the color is going into each toe, into your feet, refreshing and cooling. Color is going into the bones, into the structure of your feet, tendons, muscles, blood, into your ankles, into your calves and shins, into your knees and into your kneecaps. Vibrant or pastel. It's a beautiful color reaching into your hamstrings and into your quads, into your femur, into your hips, into your sacral creative spaces of your body, into your core and into your organs, into your ribs and into your lungs as you breathe infinity and flow, into your clavicle, shoulders, biceps and triceps, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands and fingers, And then it's also going into your neck, throat chakra, where you speak your truth with ease and grace. Sometimes it's firm and kind. Color is also into your jaw, into your teeth and tongue, into your cheeks and sinuses and your nose, ears and eardrums, eyes and eyelashes, eyebrows and third eye, forehead and crown. Notice that the crown is placed on your head with ease. Notice the color is vibrant and beautiful, brings peace. Now, as you look down at your being, that colors your skin as well. Lovely shades of beauty and peace. If there's any other color that is on you that is not the color that we've been working with, that color belongs to somebody else. If you don't know who it belongs to, it's okay. You can dust that off and send it straightway to the central sun. You also can send it kind of like a letter, return to sender. Because if it's not your color, it does not belong to you. Be at peace. Notice your color. Take one more deep breath. Remember that you can come to this space anytime. It's a safe space where you're able to be at ease, where everything is taken care of, no matter what time it is. When you're ready, wiggle your toes and come back to the present.
That was good. Yeah. I've done a longer version of that.
Cool.
Someone did it.
Yep.
I think I found it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an hour though. But it was like an hour, yeah. And it was this one was good because you just sent me right into it. That one was a little irritating because like it just went like the air for like 5 minutes and then this, and I was like
slow. Let's go slow.
Yeah.
No, I don't want slow. It's so what happens when I'm teaching class or I'm gonna do an oracle message or channel messages for people. I like placing everybody in a space where they've dismissed the day.
Mm-hmm.
The stresses aren't at the forefront of the mind, and you're open to receiving. And as you're open to receiving, then that allows a clearer communication, and you're just in tune and tapped in and ready to hear.
That makes good sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense. One thing interesting about that is when you have like 10, 12 people that are on the same tune, same wavelength, it tends to work better for some reason.
Yeah.
It worked like that for the Joe Dispenza retreat.
Cool.
But there was like 1,500 people. Yeah. And there was
that energy would be amazing.
It was, I'm telling you, I was crying. I saw people like get over cancer. Yeah, literally. I keep in contact with them. It was crazy. And awesome. It's called the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. I read up on it, like, oh yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Like one consciousness. When people said one love, one consciousness, I was like, yeah, it sounds cool. And then when you actually experience it and you feel it and you see it and then you take a step back, logically you're analyzing it and you say like, oh shit, this is real. Yeah.
Well, and that in part brings more meaning to mass meditation, the collective, especially even as simple as a podcast, getting that message that collectively we are going to think of love and light. love and light.
Yeah.
And then a ripple effect.
Yeah, that is definitely a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Our energy's probably bouncing off each other. One, let me ask you this, your opinion. Some girl was there. She was there with her friends because apparently it was a cool thing to do. I don't know. She came from a wealthy family. I guess, like, because, yeah, for her, I don't know, like, she never works, you know, whatever. It's like a cool thing to do, like Coachella.
Oh, man.
So she's like, I never meditated. We're doing like 2-hour meditation sessions hard. And she's like, I'm scared. Can I hold your hand during the meditation? And I was like, yeah, sure. And because I want to try something new. The whole point is to get out of your comfort zone. We did. My palms didn't sweat. And like after like 15, 20 minutes, like I was feeling her pulse.
Yeah.
I was feeling her pulse.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like I was feeling her and like I saw some dark shadow in her. And I asked her and she's like, yeah, my ex-husband tried to kill me. Yeah. I'm not going to name the person. And she's all like, you got it dead on. She's like, yeah, my ex-husband tried to kill me. He's in my past for sure. I was like, whoa. But she's like, I felt like this surge of energy from me. I was like, yeah, I'm all energy. But what are your thoughts on that? Because I've never held anyone's hand for more than like, if I had a girlfriend, 5-10 minutes you walk around, but not an hour and a half.
Just perspective. It's loaded with experiences and opportunities in a plethora of ways. You've got every side of the fence, every perspective. You can hover over the experience and have another perspective. So, with that being said, there.
That's yours.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's all good.
There's the first thing would be that was very kind of you to hold her hand so that she could make it through. Holding space for her while physically being able to hold her hand, that it makes it to where you were the practitioner for her.
Well, her words were, she's like, there was someone else like a few days ago that was like helping her somehow or like giving her advice like on what to do because she didn't study. You have to study for these courses.
Right.
And she's like, but I didn't feel safe with him. Like he could protect me. She's like, with you, I just feel safe that he could protect me. And I was like, yeah, I mean, no problem. Whatever you need. Like you want to hold my hands. It's like, I mean, it was innocent. There's nothing to it.
Right.
But
there really is nothing wrong with that. The only thing is you get to decide what your intentions are, because if it was, let's say it was ceremony, more or less a word for something sacred that you're going into meditation, you're not necessarily wanting to hold somebody's hand because it's your intention, your experience, and you don't want the influence of somebody else. However, that's not always how it is. Every experience is on purpose for a reason, and it just depends on what you want.
I just want to feel something new. That was my intention for myself and to protect her also. Because honestly, I meditate all the time, and like I'm just sitting there by myself. I've never held someone's hand and meditated. When she said that, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Well, and another part of that is another perspective that may have been an agreement that you made a real long time ago, like before life on this current situation.
Plain. Which is something I'm trying to wrap my head around still.
Where there just was a conversation of energies, having an agreement. Yeah, we'll be together for an experience, and then we'll part ways. Okay, done. It's done.
Cool.
It's easy.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Yeah,
and that's the beauty and the luxury of experience and earth and human and skin and companionship for a minute.
Yeah, but the fact that I was literally able to feel her pulse, and it kind of started sinking in with my pulse, was like crazy. Like I was like, what?
So what? Answer your question. So that is it. Just is the power.
Yeah.
That's the power that we have. It's the power that you're joining forces for a moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Good to know.
That's
That's
magic.
literally magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just synchronization, and it's still magic though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could explain a miracle, it's nothing. It's still a miracle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So people give off good positive energy, and then there's the freaking vampires, and I have one. I have a family member that's a vampire. I love him dearly. He's good, but he's also a vampire. His wife even said he's a vampire, so be careful.
Oh.
Yeah, like how do you do? I mean, I just try to avoid him as much as I can.
You can also command. You have enough energy, enough power, and enough wherewithal to what you're doing that you can command, like a invisibility cloak or a barrier that whatever he says, does, or whatever, any energy that he's shooting out at you can repel. It won't penetrate through that barrier.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, now I can, like, because I think I have, like, I'm more grounded.
Yeah.
But like a few years ago, I didn't really know any of this stuff, and like I really couldn't. And like I don't understand why people feed off of other people's energy, because you have abundance of energy within you, or you could tap into source, like you said, and get more energy.
Well, so that, where did he come from? Where has he been? What is his motive? What is his purpose? Does he have the wherewithal and the understanding of kindness and that love and light, or is it cellular memory, upbringing, trauma,
communism, all that shit?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Well, that's all stuff that can leftovers, like the cause and effect of something.
Got it.
I mean, it's not. He may be choosing to ignore it because it's an attention that he gets. He doesn't care what kind of attention he gets.
Yeah.
And it also might be just ingrained cellular. There's so many ways that could happen.
And my family members watching this or listening to it, don't leave a comment because you know who that is. That's interesting. Cool. What else? So there's different things where I'm reading about like intuition, where apparently there's like machines you put on the skin. There's just one that I really like. His name is Dean Radin.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of him. He studies that fringe science that we're looking into, like on the border of this. And apparently he's able to measure based on people's skin, their body, or maybe their subconscious is able to tell something's going to happen up to 10 seconds before it happens.
Ooh.
Yeah. You never heard of that?
Not yet.
I'll give you a book.
Cool.
It's called The Science of Magic.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, you can read that book.
Cool.
But there's different studies about that. Do you think like unconsciously you're able to tell different things, like not like mathematical equations or like lottery, but like good and bad, like, oh, this person's bad.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And it's more important to, how do you hone into that so it happens more and more often? Because you just say, hey, this guy's lucky, but if he's doing that in a pattern a lot, then it stops becoming luck.
True.
Right?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just laying that because I'm in sales. Yeah. And like at a certain point, like I've been doing that where you put yourself into that visualization or manifestation.
Yes.
And it just works time and time and time again. And at some point, I'm like, dude, this is not luck. Like I'm just making this happen before it even happens.
Yeah. So when it comes to us, let's say we're meeting people, new introductions in a group of 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, for me personally. That's the first thing I pay attention to is how I feel. That's just how I grew up. That's just how I am. I'm all heart. I'm not very logical at all.
Okay. When you mean how you feel, is like, oh, how I feel in this dress, or like how's my heart feeling? How's my breath?
Heart.
So you're doing mindfulness.
I am.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it may be because of those experiences that you can tell at an instant that something isn't right. It's uncomfortable, and you can't explain it, and you don't know what it is until you meet. Oh, it's you. You stay there, and maybe it's an energy or a personality, like a vampire personality.
Yeah.
I can feel and sense that. So with other people wanting to hone in on that, the first thing would be is to give yourself permission to feel. We don't give ourselves permission to feel.
Yeah.
We stuff all of our emotions to the side and ignore them.
And just deal with logic and this, that. Sometimes you just need to because some things aren't just logical.
Right.
Like, trust me, I'm trying to understand magic here. And most of it isn't working. I talked to one guy, he's actually a witch. You might know him, I'll tell you his name. But he told me, he's like, you can't go into this with your own eyes and ears. Because there's a cloak, and the way you've been brought up is different from things how they actually are. This is how it is. He's like, even though you try to analyze it, you're analyzing it from your perspective. So I'm just trying to accept things more and more for the way they are.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I would have to agree with that because my perception and perspective is what is only a viewpoint. It's what I think you think, I think.
Yeah,
exactly. I think.
Exactly. That's
why
it
gets confusing
Yeah.
when it comes out in words. But none of it makes sense because it's everybody's perspective and assumptions.
Yes, 100%. That's why I stopped being more judgmental and just being more curious. Now I'm just asking more questions. Even if it's intrusive, I don't care. Until they say, shut up, this is none of your business, I don't care. Because I just want to know. I don't want to know it from my shoes. I want to understand it from technically their shoes and the way it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until they say, here, no, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
Yeah. Because you never know. Because people could give you good answers in life.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just talk to them. Dude. Just ask them. The worst thing they could do is say, "Go F yourself." That's it. That's not.
If that's the worst, man.
Yeah, if that's
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Another question I have. You said you're also Oracle.
I am.
So I've asked different people this question, but what is the difference between a psychic and an Oracle?
Probably nothing. It just is emotion behind the word. Psychic seems more action, more firm, more absolute. And Oracle, and again, this is back to perspective and assumptions. This is my take on Oracle is just a gentle, more soft. It's still absolute, but it's a softer way to go at it.
Softer way to go at it.
Yeah.
A different perspective. Hey, tomato. Porsche.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Different people have different answers.
Yeah.
No problem.
It could, and
there's no wrong answer, by the way.
It could very well be a masculine perspective of psychic. It's forefront action, yes. An Oracle, it may just feel more feminine. It's more gentle, more gentle.
More gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Putin has his own Oracle.
Have you heard
of it? President Putin of Russia?
Oh, yeah.
He has his own Oracle.
I bet.
Yeah.
I think.
And they're open about it.
Well, I think that there are. I think we just don't know. I think that people
there's a book about it. Like, legitimately, they're open about it. Some guy told me on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at it and I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. They're kind of trying to play it off. He's an Oracle. He did some advice from him, but he's a legit Oracle. It's like a world leader with nuclear bombs.
I think we have them too.
Yeah, of course, everybody has them. Yeah, I'm sure billionaires have them too. Should I invest in this company? Should I not? You
Yeah.
know, like I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like if you're able to predict in certain times, it's after a while it just stops becoming luck or coincidence.
Right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just keep at it.
Yeah.
What else? Do you have any other advice for people that just want to better their lives?
The first thing, may not the first necessarily. The first thing is it might be. One thing that I remember doing and still have to work on is changing the narrative of in my mind.
Yeah,
Because if I pay attention, continue to pay attention to the old narrative of what I would tell myself, if that person was a physical being, of what I told myself, that I would not be friends with that person. So being being a new narrative within the self and creating a friendship with the one I'm with all day, every day, forever.
so just learn to love yourself more,
Yeah,
no matter
that's
what.
a good one.
Learn to love yourself.
That's
I mean,
a
is
good
that what
way
you
to put it? Yeah.
just learn to love yourself? I know you could be.
Even turn it into like first. Just to like myself, even to have a relationship with my being, like
Yeah, your physical self.
I'm a good, strong, solid body.
Even if you're not, hypothetically speaking, you woke
Right.
up this morning.
Right.
I always say that because honestly, like I'm in sales, so every morning we have a sales meeting, and people are like, "Oh, I'm thankful for this car. I'm thankful for that." I'm like, "Dude, I'm thankful for breathing today." Like because I talk to old people all the time,
Mhm.
and some of them have really really bad problems, cancer, just that daily basis.
Right.
So it just reminds me to be thankful. Like shut the hell up, even if you don't have the Porsche or anything, dude. Like the fact that I could even like breathe.
Mhm.
A lot of these people have like oxygen things they have to walk around with. I don't. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Or I can hear you.
Yep.
I'm thankful for that too.
Yeah.
But it's very, simple things.
Gratitude and appreciation goes a long way.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice that more. The simple things. And just there's a dog downstairs.
Oh,
yeah, he's in the cage.
More animals.
There's more animals. There's 2 doggies here. Yeah. He's in the cage, so we don't really
Okay.
put him in the cage too much.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not hearing stuff. Maybe you are. like, hey, I gotta tell you something from the basement. I feel like there's this entity. No, there's the dog's downstairs.
Yeah. Antsy to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about gratitude. So
It just is gratitude and appreciation all day, every day, if you can. Give yourself permission to lighten up. Lighten up.
Lighten up, ladies and gentlemen. That's for sure.
It's so hard.
That's for sure.
It is so hard. We're in it.
Stress causes cancer. Epigenetics, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. People that joke around, that are like, like the jokers and stuff like that, they tend to live longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus people that are very pessimistic. Yeah, just so love yourself and line up. Yeah. For sure. Okay.
And feel. Just give yourself permission to feel.
Yeah, it's a little harder to give yourself permission because some people, I feel like more women like have had like a bad breakup, or like relationship problems, or like I don't know, abuse or some way, and like they feel like they just close themselves up, so they build these walls that I've seen. But as I find out, the same walls you build to prevent, like the pain from coming in, you also prevent the happiness from going out.
That's across the board. I don't think anybody's exempt from that.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel that too.
Right.
So that's like everyone.
And that's it. One tiny step at a time. Milk before meat.
I'm lactose, but yeah. I get what you're saying.
Almond milk.
Almond milk will do. Yeah, that'll work. I get it. I get what you're saying. Baby steps.
Yeah, it can be a slow process. It can be a fast one. You get to decide. You get to create and co-create as you will.
That's crazy though. How you can just at any moment change your state.
Yeah.
From just being pissed off to just being happy to being excited, energetic. You can do that in your brain. You don't need external factors, right?
Well, and one thing I have been reminded of just a little bit today and certainly yesterday, just with just different experiences, I'm so tired of being afraid. I refuse to be afraid. I'm done.
Good. Well, you just showed
Is
up to
it-
my house.
is-
Nice of you. Hey, that's one way not to be afraid. I mean, but do I come off as a threatening person? I mean, not really at all. But then again, you never know.
It's so in my old quote unquote old ways,
Mhm.
I would have bailed because it's uncomfortable and it's new.
Yeah.
But I've had to redefine that as exciting and new and forward movement.
Nice.
And I just am tired of being afraid, so I'd refuse it.
Good.
I'm not doing this anymore.
But in baby steps, right?
Correct.
Right. It's not like you're going skydiving by yourself.
No,
tomorrow
no.
morning. But as in, like, okay, your old self, like you meet new people, you're not afraid to go socialize with them or
Right.
interact with them.
Yeah.
Or some people, I feel like they're like, let's say we were meeting at a bar. My friends would do this. They're like, "Oh, I'll wait for you outside. Let me know when you're here." I'm like, "No, bro, get your ass in that bar.
Yeah.
Sit down, grab a drink, and then I'll meet you inside. I'm on my way." They're
Yeah.
like, "No, we'll wait for you outside." I was like, "Why?" It's just freer of like maybe just being alone. It could be that. Like sometimes I go have dinner by myself. I don't care.
Movies alone are really good.
Those are the best. Nobody cares if you're at the movies alone. I do that all the time. Now I have a good friend that loves
And-
movies.
And
So-
you don't have anyone to interrupt. Shh.
Well, the one thing I love to do more than anything is travel by myself.
Oh.
I don't have to compromise with anyone. I stay at freaking hostels on the beach for $10. I don't have to stay at a hotel for $150, which gets very expensive. And I don't have to compromise. Just get up and do whatever I want.
That's cool.
I like museums,
Brilliant.
I have magic, and you just pursue that stuff, you know?
That's a grand adventure.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Good job.
Yeah. But it
You
just,
live out of your car.
no, I just go to third world countries where my money goes a long way. That's the key. Like if you go to Thailand, Vietnam, India,
Yeah.
so I was staying at hostels. I did a 6-month tour of Southeast Asia,
Oh.
and I was in Vietnam, which is probably one of the cheapest countries I've been to. Super safe. Where I was on the beach. I had a hostel with like 6 people in one room.
Yeah.
On the beach, they give you free breakfast and 1 hour free beer from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for $6 a night.
What?
I met people there that are like, "Yeah, I'm burning through my life savings. I've been here 6 months," because it's like in paradise. And what we found out was because there's not too many tourists, and there's only a couple other hostels, and the other hostels were having happy hour too for free drinks. So we would just jump around. We would just jump around. There's this guy that was with us. He was Polish, and we had a competition. How many beers could we drink in one night for free? For free, mind you, this for free. So I tapped out at like 20. At 20 I tapped out. This guy went because there's no more room. It's 5% beer. He went up to 51, and then he was talking to me as he was drinking that beer, a glass, and he drops it and breaks it, right? But he doesn't lose the train of conversation. And I was like, "Bro, you dropped the beer." He's like, "Time to go home." So we just went home. But
That's funny.
the key is to travel to third world countries.
Cool.
Yeah. So like if you go to like Europe or something like that, or Switzerland, it's very expensive. When you go to third world countries, the dollar goes a long way.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and people are more nicer, the more courteous, and I'm actually planning a trip to Sri Lanka.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Wow.
India, because I could meditate more. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where it came from. So. And do
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, so I've been working on my mind. Do you think the source and just like power is a mind-body connection versus just mind?
Definitely, because the heart is a major factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heart,
Yeah.
the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when you're neurologically, just because of your experience with Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Oh, and I'm going to this advanced retreat.
But so neurologically, your brain's job is pretty much to tease you, just because it doesn't like change.
Doesn't like change, discomfort.
Yeah.
apparently your body's in a constant fight or flight state.
That is true.
That's why you put me in that meditation to get me out of
correct.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And the pineal is in the right smack in the middle of both. It's just right there.
Yeah.
So that power, you've gotta have it all.
So the pineal gland, for people that don't know, which is something I'm trying to crack open, is a transducer. So it's like an antenna.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the Joe Dispenza's word, transducer.
That's
For the heaven, or source, or the force, Jedi mind tricks, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the lightsaber. You will let me in. Yeah, but one thing about that, he calls it source.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's called the quantum field. Is his exact words.
Good.
Do you think bad people could get into the quantum field by just doing the Kundalini breaths and things like that? Because there's different people ask for that. Because you have to open your heart, from what I see. You have to have a kind soul, or at least like be humble. Do you think a bad person could do all those exercises and get in there?
By definition of what we have, how we define a bad person, no. If we define the bad person as somebody that has done something in a lower vibration, really not a very good idea to do these things, but has made amends and knows how to tap into source and has created that relationship with himself and that higher self, that higher being, then yes. But if we're talking about a lower vibration being in a high vibration, it's 50 shades of light. It's the brightest light and then the absence of light. Just,
it's two sides of a coin. Yeah. It's possible.
It's deep.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into.
It's all that deep stuff of the energy, the perspective, the feeling, the emotion. Are you in tune and in alignment?
Yeah.
If we're talking about alignment, and the bad guy or the bad person has a lower vibration and isn't in alignment, then the answer is no.
The answer is no. Got it.
But if he was a bad guy and has made amends with light and love and is in alignment, then yes.
Okay, got it. Last question. What's up with the full moon and like crazy things happening? Because that's something interesting. Because one of my friends, she's also doing sound baths. Okay. You do that too, right? You do sound baths, and people can hire you for events.
With the sound bath, they can come to the facility, and I would. Yes.
Okay, got it.
We can make arrangements for that. Yes.
I'll leave your number so they reach out to you.
Awesome.
But I'm going to a sound bath during the full moon.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, there's something where there's something more magical. I don't know. I'm not talking about like werewolves and stuff like that. But even at bars or at restaurants or like convalescent homes, people end up dying on the full moon more. Or there's like more fights. People are more aggressive. Or there's more energy.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
So this is a rough draft.
Is it a bad question or this is a deep question?
I love this question. For me, one of the biggest reasons why I love it is because of how much I was able to witness it and when I was working in the medical field.
In the medical field.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
So I was in phlebotomy.
Okay.
And oftentimes, and it isn't just strictly the ER, but that's where a lot of the
nut jobs were coming.
Oh my gosh, it was so great. Just in general, there really is a cycle. People don't understand that just because you can't see it doesn't exist, but it does.
You check the stats and it's there. Like I didn't believe it when they told me. I like to question everything, so I just want to check the stats. I was like, holy shit. there's something going on. There's more arrests. There's more bar fights.
Yeah.
There's cops out. Like
Yeah.
like there's bad guys doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
There's some energy out there.
Yeah.
Whether it's bad, good or bad, I don't know. Like how to
Right.
put into perspective, but
And
it's there.
And we don't know how to describe it, but all in all, my observation in it is with every cycle and the phases of the moon, and I don't remember the proper terminology for each phase, but as the moon is new or full, it radiates that energy and we can feel it. And because we're not understanding what that is, that's when because we don't know what it is, we can't see it, we can feel it, but we don't know what that means. That's when we kind of implode and blow up, and we're just strange.
Which is strange. What if you
because we can't get it? We're not getting it.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it's a good time to like meditate, do sound baths, right?
Yeah.
Or just like channel some energy. Like if there's people going crazy because there's energy, they don't know how to handle it. Dude, I'll bring it more to me.
Well, that's the observation at school, at work, when something just feels like there's tension, and then all of a sudden, if you remember, you can. Oh, when's the full moon? Oh, it's this weekend. Okay.
What happened at the hospital that you said, the emergency room?
Lots of everything. There, you've got the tension is palpable, but you still can't see it. It's a cause and effect of the energy. There's sometimes it's just the conversation with people. It doesn't necessarily. It's not just with the patient. It is with everybody. But you can see that something weird is happening because we're not acting normal. So sometimes it's an accident. There's no explanation of why that accident happened. Or so the trauma comes in and we're taking care of everything, and I send it to where I take it where it needs to be and whatnot. But all in all, it is the weird oddity that you just can't explain, but you can see it in the interaction. And
I checked the stats. So I'm waiting for the next full month to see what happens. But I mean, I checked the stats and I was like, holy shit, there's some stuff going on. I had some people that worked at bars. I used to work at bars, but when you don't see it and it happens, you're like, okay, whatever, just another bar fight. But like when you start putting some pieces together, you're like, oh.
Well, and astrologically, another perspective of one of the things that you'll probably or have already talked about is the planetary alignment.
Not really.
Of how things go. So, just a simple example, because I don't know very much about this one very well, but so a couple days ago on Tuesday, Pluto came back into what's called retrograde. I think that's
Mercury's
the right word.
Yeah, like Mercury's in retrograde. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So Mercury's. Do you know what Mercury is for? Is communication.
Okay.
So anytime the communication is just weird and technology is not working right, you can blame it on Mercury.
Really? But here's the thing, people. Last thing. Actually, we should end this because it's going an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Oh, wait, Brandy, how can people reach out to you if they need to?
You can come to Sacred Energy, just in Murray, or you can call me at 801.
You want to leave your number, or you want me to just leave it down there?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
801.
801 something. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah.